Okay, here we are in our first videos for week 3, and this is the supplement for those of you working in ArcPRO. And again, our tasks, as outlined in the previous video at the introduction, are to do Thiessen polygons for these cell towers, and then to do a 5 kilometer buffer, single ring buffer, and then a multi-ring buffer that is at 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10 kilometers. Now, so I'm in my ArcPRO map environment, and so you should have already created an ArcMap project and then connected to your database. And so remember to do that. We're going to go in a catalog, and I've already done this, but we would add database, and you would connect to the week 3 raster basics data set that you've downloaded. Okay, so let's go back to our map and let's deal with this. First of all, remember that in ArcPRO, any type of analysis that we do is under the Analysis tab. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice that I already have it over here. It says Geoprocessing, but if that's not there and you click on Tools, it will open it up right here. And so the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to simply type in Thiessen, and you'll notice here it says Create Thiessen Polygon. So I'm going to click on that, and it will start, and again, a little bit slower in this environment. Takes a little bit more processing. And what I'm going to see here is that we're going to put our input features are going to be our cell towers. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to output my features. And we're going to click right on that, and I want to output that into my databases. And we're going to put this into a existing database, and I'm going to go here, and we're going to go to my desktop because I want to put this into my results folder, and I'm going to go all the way down to my week 3 data sets, and you'll notice in here that I have results, and I'm going to put it here, and we're going to call this again Thiessen cell towers, and I'm going to put in Pro because I already did this in ArcMap. Now, important idea, I want all of the fields, and again in ArcPRO as in ArcMap, I'm going to click on environments here, and the main thing that I want to do is my processing extent I want to set as the study boundary. Okay? Everything else is going to be the same, and so what that means is that it's only going to process inside here. So I'm going to click on Run. And there are my Thiessen polygons. Now I'm going to go next. I want to, and again, remember these represent the areas that are closest to this. The next thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to go to my geoprocessing tools. I'm going to click it open here, and what I'm going to do is go back, and I'm going to change this to buffer. Now I could also, by the way, buffer is also up here. These are the frequently used tools, and we'll do it this way for the single ring, and I'll click on that, and it again brings me to the same place, but in this case I want my cell towers, and again my distance value is going to be in kilometers, and I want 5. Now again, what I need is my environment because I only want to deal with those that are in this area. So I'm going to click here, and by the way, no dissolve. And I'm going to click here. And I'm going to say that my processing extent is the same as my study boundary. Okay. And so we're in good shape there. And everything else seems to be okay. And I'm going to click on Run. And there are my buffers. Okay. Now, an important thing to note, because my data frame is in geographic, you'll notice that these are, in a sense, oval. They're not really. The nice thing about ArcPRO is that you can, in a sense, project on the fly. Now, we're going to do the next one. And again, we're going to go back. And in this case, I'm going to do multi-ring buffer. And again, my input features are going to be my cell towers. And my distances are going to be 2.5, and this is where it gets a little bit different. And then I'm going to do the next, and it's simply going to give me another one there. 5, 7, 8.5, oops, 7.5, enter, and then lastly 10. Now, we're done with that. My units are going to be kilometers. And again, I'm going to go into my environment, and I'm going to make sure that my extent, my processing extent, is the same as my study boundary. And the other thing I want to do is make sure that my dissolve option is, in other words, here, if we say overlapping, I get disks. And if I say non-overlapping, I get rings. And so what I want here are non-overlapping rings. And again, this is a very important distinction. If I do overlapping, that means that each of the rings includes everything inside it. And it's a little bit different than what we would see in an ArcMap environment. Again, we'll let that run here. And there we go, multiple ring buffers. And again, if I click on this one, you'll notice that that is just the outside one, the next one, the next one, and the next one. Beautiful. Okay, so that's it for our ArcPRO environment. We'll see you next time in the Arc Online environment.